Something Sweet with Carrie and Alyssa. Hey, girl.
Hey girl.
We're so weird. Welcome to Something Sweet podcast with Carrie and Alyssa. We are here on Sunday morning. Um, so yeah, me and Jace all week, I'm just gonna get right into it. We have been trying to get on the radio and I'm not having any luck. We're trying
Oh,
to get on 955 particularly,
oh.
but we haven't
Okay,
been
so
able
like
to do it
what are
yet.
you calling in for? Like
So
what
I
is
really
the thing?
okay, so there's a couple things I want to talk about. So one, I really want to they have like I feel like it's a new segment. I haven't really heard it much besides like the last couple weeks. And like on the way to school, I feel like we always listen to 955 to the point where Jace is like he doesn't want to listen to any music on the way. He's like, I want to listen to channel 955. And I'm like, okay, like we'll listen to
Oh.
Mojo in the morning. That's fine. Well, sometimes that's fine. Um, but they have one that's called like it's like Guess the Sound or something. Have you heard that one? Where that's
No,
like
I
they
haven't listened to the actual radio and I don't know how long.
oh okay, because you're always using that's so
Yeah.
funny. It's like something like Guess the Sound and they just play a random sound. Like I said, this is the first one I've ever heard. And it's up for $5,000. If you get it right, it's $5,000. So it's like they let people guess. I think it's like at 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. So it's like four guesses a day. But nobody has guessed what this one is. So I think they're upping the prize. I forget to how much. Um,
Okay.
but I don't even know for sure what it is. But it's so funny because some people call in and they're like, what the fuck? Like that was the worst answer like we've ever heard, you know? And then the other day he made it seem like someone was kind of onto something. So I don't know, I was talking to Parker about it because I'm like, do you listen to this on the way to work? And he's like, oh yeah, I've heard it a couple times. But yeah,
Well, I'm gonna
I
have to
really
listen.
I would love I mean $5,000, that's like a big radio
Yeah.
prize, I feel.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
so that would be cool. Um that's like the main one. So I've been telling Jace all week about like, okay, you gotta, dial the number, but you usually get the busy signal. It's like really hard to get into the radio because everybody's trying to compete and win. So it's like he's just all about it now. Asking so many questions like, have you ever been on the radio? And I'm like, no, but I know people who
Oh.
have been. Um, but then it also brings me to when I said like you know, they talk about some raunchy stuff sometimes. It's like when they have War of
Yeah.
the Roses, which I feel like we don't hit so much on the way to school, but we always hit second day update. Do you know what that
Oh no.
is?
No, I haven't listened to them in so long.
Oh my gosh, you should listen to them because they are so funny. They have like so many new people on there too. I will say I do miss Spike, who used to do the senseless surveys. I'm sure you know what
Hmm.
that is.
I know Spike, but I don't remember the senseless
The
surveys. What
senseless
was that?
surveys, he would just call and be like, I just have like a few questions. I think like he was like,
Mhm.
I'm from the Senseless Survey Bureau, and people like wouldn't even question it. He's like, I just have a few questions. And the questions would be like, I can't even think of any. They were so stupid. And he would go as long as you would let him go, he would go. So sometimes he would be I can't even think like, well, why did the chicken cross the road? And they're like, yeah, I don't know. And then he'd be like, so like or I don't even know like what came first, the chicken or the egg or what just I can't even think, but just like stupid ass questions. And people would sit there and like answer them for like a
Well,
good
this is making me think
chunk.
of Jen from corporate.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah,
I'm
she should
thinking
be
of
on the
right now.
radio.
She
Um,
definitely should. Yeah.
But the second date update is people will call and say like, "Oh, I had a date with this person and then they ghosted me and I don't know why." So then they get both people on the phone. Like they call the person that ghosted them and they're like, "Why'd you ghost this person?" And then so it's like a whole thing because they're like, "Well, what happened? What happened on the date?" And then they're like into like, "Well, did they have sex? Did they do this? Like, why? It's just
You're
like
listening to this
where I'm
with
just
Jace.
like kind of turning the radio down. I'm like, I don't know if you should listening to this because I keep I keep waiting for him to be like, what is sex? Because I feel like
Yeah.
you hear it from time to time. He hasn't
Hmm.
asked it yet, thank God. Um, but but yeah, it's just funny. But like I said, now he's like, I want to listen to Mojo in the morning. I'm like, okay.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of radio like giveaways, so Gina actually won one back
Uh-huh.
in like high school. And was it high school? No, maybe we were out of high school. Yeah, we had to have been at least 21, I feel. But I think maybe we were 21, but Jasmine wasn't 21 yet because she has like a late birthday. So
Hmm.
Gina won like 4 tickets, I want to say. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Gina, because I know you're probably listening, but I think she won 4 tickets to the Usher concert. And
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah, and so we went there, and then she had 2 tickets to the after party. And
Mm.
the after party was at the Detroit Public Library.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so the other day, I just was thinking about this because the other day I was at the DIA, which is right across the street from the library.
Hmm.
And I said to my nephew Corey, I was with him, and I was like, "Hey, can we pop over there?" I was like, "I haven't been there since like I went to like the Usher after party." And everyone always like talks about how pretty it is in there, and I don't even like remember. And he's
Remember?
like, "You went to an after party there?" And I was like, "Yeah, isn't that weird?" He's like, "That is weird." And I was like, "Yeah, like the checkout desk where you like check out your books was like the bar."
Oh my
It
God.
was like so weird. We like did like a lap like around, and
Hmm.
people were like standing around like drinking and like partying with like the books. Like it was just weird. And we waited like a little bit, like not even that long. We were like, Usher is probably not even coming to this.
Yeah.
And so we like left. And even if he did, he'd probably be like separated from everybody anyway. So we were like,
Yeah.
yeah. But it
Yeah.
was just so funny. We like were laughing so hard. We're like, I can't believe we're like partying with books. Like, yes, we both love books, but like not to like party. I don't know. It was
It
just
just
weird.
seems
It was
like
like a
in
weird vibe.
Detroit, of all places, there's so many like little
Right.
venues down there that you would go
Like you couldn't
somewhere
have
or
found
restaurants
anything
or
else.
yeah.
Like if I was Usher, I wouldn't want to go to that.
That is so
Oh my
funny.
God. We didn't even, oh, and this is like the best part. We didn't even get to go in because the day that we were there, it opened at noon and it was like 11. And we're like, yeah, we're not waiting an hour.
Yeah.
So haven't been there yet, but I don't know. It looks like really cool, like architectural,
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
don't
it
know,
is.
design. So
That's
I
so
want to check
funny.
it out. So another
Yeah.
day, I'll let you know.
Okay. Sounds good. Should we just get into it?
Yeah, which one do we want to get into?
I don't care. Whatever your little heart desires.
Let me just give you an update. So we talked about Gerald the
Oh
dolphin.
yeah.
Have you been seeing all the dolphins that are like washing up ashore
No,
after this? Yeah.
that's sad. No, where?
So,
Why?
they're just like washing up ashore. I don't know exactly where, but so this video said 20 bottlenose dolphins like Gerald have washed ashore dead since we started talking about Gerald. And then I went to the comments and somebody said, I just Googled it. 42 bottlenose dolphins dead in 2026 alone. Half of that number was in March alone.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then somebody said, which I don't know how credible this is, but this is just what the comments were saying. And somebody else
Mhm.
said the FBI was out there last week. Lots of people were hearing loud explosions from under the water after the FBI left. Like, I don't know how credible that is, but like,
Hmm.
legit, once we started talking about it, all of these dolphins are like washing up ashore in March.
It's very
Just
sad.
crazy.
I hope it's not our fault. I mean, it's definitely
Hmm.
our fault, I'm sure. Whether it's the whole Gerald story or us just polluting the water or some shit.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. But also like this much in March, like is like
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. So I wanted to talk about that. And then also, how can we not talk about Taylor Frankie Paul?
Okay. Let's just get into her.
Okay. Okay. So you watched the video too, right?
I did. I watched the video of her from 2023 where she's going a little cray cray, throwing chairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are your initial thoughts? Like obviously domestic
Okay.
violence is not okay at all.
Obviously. Okay, so
Obviously. So we'll say that first.
my initial reaction, not gonna lie, this was like before I saw other people talking about it and stuff, but I literally thought to myself, and granted, I'm sure there are some crazy women out there, but I feel like a woman does not go this fucking crazy unless it is like warranted or deserved. Like not deserved, but like I feel like it is reactive abuse. I feel like she has been driven to a point of acting fucking crazy. And then he pulls out the phone to be like, "Oh, you're crazy," because like I don't know. I don't know. I haven't dealt with like domestic violence, like physical, whatever, but like I have gotten to the point where like I feel like I have been crazy and it's just because I've been driven to that point by
Mhm.
someone who was crazy themselves.
Yeah.
Like
So same. I I heard, I don't know if it's in one of the things that I screenshot that I have, I want to read to you, but
hmm
one of the things that he was saying was when he was recording that I tried to leave. This is what he tried to tell the police, and she wouldn't let me leave. And I mean, I'll read what I have, but looking at my own past relationships, like I am the type of person I want to talk it all out. I don't want us to like leave on bad terms. Like
hmm
I need to like, and so I'm like, don't leave. Like talk with me. So I've
hmm
like stepped in the way before and been like, let's just talk, let's talk, and I've
Yeah.
like been in that situation of not
Yeah.
wanting them to leave. And like looking back at it now wasn't healthy, but like that is the way I like dealt with it. Do you know what I mean?
hmm
Like I want to talk it out. I don't want you to leave and go cheat on me. Like I don't want that. So
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
I yeah. So um when he was saying that, I was like, I could picture it not even being like how he's saying. Like, I'm not trying to keep you prisoner, but like I want to talk it out and like be okay. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so I could picture her doing that. Um, but there was one correlation where I felt like I wanted to read these parts. And I mean, there's a bunch of different correlations, but this one kind of struck me. Okay.
hmm
So it says, what am I here? Okay. I'm trying to think where it starts. Okay, I think it's here. I still cannot believe that okay, so this was actually by XOXO underscore Bravo underscore girl underscore. So it just came across like my feed and I screenshot it because I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about this. And now that's all I can think of. I still cannot believe that this video was released from 3 years ago. And I still cannot believe that TMZ posted that and all these accounts kept resharing that video. I am appalled and in shock at all of this. Literally, everyone is contributing to further abuse by doing that. I'm sorry if you don't like that I'm saying that, and that's what I feel. I could see if this was a court case and they went through all these things and she was proven guilty and yada yada. But literally, we're seeing a version of what happened from the moment he decided to start recording,
hmm
conveniently leaving out anything he did three
Exactly.
years ago.
hmm
She, oh, hold on. Oh, I also want to remind you of what happened with Gabby Petito. In the police footage, when they were pulled over, she was in a complete manic state. And when her parents saw that, they said that was not at all how she acted normally. If you remember, because she did end up hitting him after all the things he was doing to her, I believe he pushed her first after tormenting her, but they treated him as the victim and had him put in a hotel while she slept in the van. She
hmm
ended up being murdered by him less than 2 weeks later. If you Google Gabby Petito police footage and look at the second video, which is a little bit over 3 minutes, that's what I'm talking about. And again, all of this is just for everyone to keep an open mind about everything. Him following a restraining order now to me really is ridiculous because if he was actually afraid of her, he wouldn't have done it a while ago. I believe this is all pure manipulation and further abuse. So I was like, damn, because the
hmm
Gabby Petito one was like, they really did take his side. And I
hmm
feel like, and I'm going to relate this to one of my friends, but I'm not going to say who it is. One of my friends was abused physically, mentally, and I, I, whenever I was around him afterwards, he would even manipulate me. And I would be thinking afterwards, like, I hate this motherfucker. Like, I hate him.
hmm
And
hmm
here I am talking to him and being cool with him. And I'm like, how did I fall for it? And then I'm like,
hmm
imagine, somebody that actually loves and cares about him, they fall for it. So
hmm
I think that is what Dakota is. And I mean, I have more things that I want to read and get into, but I never watched season 4, like before hearing all this. And so over the weekend, I was like, you know what? I need to watch this and see,
I do want to.
looking at what I know now and like looking at like him specifically when he's like talking,
Hmm.
he is so manipulative and it reminds me of my friend's ex.
Hmm.
Like the way he's talking to the cameras, the way he's like, yeah, and we're broken up, so I don't know why she cares. Meanwhile, this motherfucker wouldn't even want her. He didn't even want her to go on The Bachelorette
Hmm.
and wanted her to pick him over everybody. And like similar, because people are comparing him to Steven from Tell Me Lies.
Hmm.
So similar to him, like he wanted her to pick him, but then once she picked him, he left her. And that's like Dakota. Like
Yeah.
once, because they do sleep together again in season 4.
Hmm.
And afterwards, it's like nothing. So I don't know. There's just a lot.
Yeah. I had thoughts and now they left my brain.
That's okay.
Um,
I can read you some of the other things that people were saying. Um, So somebody said this is from the Mormon Wives Report. They said there's another side to this story and it's starting to come out. Dakota was married before, like 10 years ago, and I was very close friends with his ex-wife in college. He didn't go to school with us, but he would visit the university. I was introduced to Dakota as my friend's ex-boyfriend, who she would later go on to rekindle with and then marry. Dakota was abusive, creepy, and weird towards my friend from the get-go. Extremely jealous, paranoid, controlling the way he acts on the show. I vividly remember him becoming unhinged at my friend because she wanted to sunbathe with her friends in a bikini. I could see all of the signs of an abusive relationship, but my friend would just continue on with him. The marriage didn't last long, and it ended when she found him heating his heroin up on aluminum foil in their guest bathroom.
wow.
So I'm not saying like these are all factual. These are just, what some people are saying. There was
Yeah.
one from like a previous employer too. Dakota's boss said he was very abusive. When I was his boss, he lied. I confronted him and he got in my face and puffed up his chest. Another employee had to push him away. His uncle owned the company, so he was just moved to another department and I quit. This man is abusive and I believe he is using the Darvo on Taylor. Have you heard of Darvo?
Hmm. Yeah. I forget what it stands
Okay.
for.
So I didn't. So I looked it up. So D is for deny, A is for attack, R is for reverse victim and offender. So the perpetrator denies whatever wrongdoing they are being accused of doing.
Hmm.
The perpetrator attacks a person by questioning their mental health, honesty, or actions. And then the perpetrator attempts to switch roles with the victim. Instead of accepting responsibility for their actions, they try to make the original victim into the perpetrator, which is literally what he does.
Hmm. And let's just be so for real. Like, obviously, men, I guess, can be subjected to physical abuse. So it's like Taylor Frankie Paul is like the size of my pinky.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Dakota looks like a pretty decent sized man. Like, you're not afraid of her. You just like
Right.
she wouldn't let you leave the house, really. Like you could pick her up and set her down. Like, what are you talking about? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just sounds not to sound insensitive, it just sounds fucking dramatic. Like,
Right.
no.
Which it makes me want to go back and rewatch that first episode, where the cops are called. But this person, Madison Teresa with 3 A's, said season 1, episode 1, minute 41. So they give you the exact time frame, which I didn't get a chance to do it because I was watching season 4 and I wanted to finish that.
Hmm.
It says Dakota didn't call the cops. The neighbors did because Dakota locked Taylor Frankie Paul in the garage and was beating her with a wooden object. He finally lets her inside and presses record. Funny how everyone is failing to mention that. The video wasn't released to protect her kids. It was released because he was intentionally trying to manipulate the story. And if you're taking his side, you fell for it.
And why are you releasing it all these years later, right before The Bachelorette airs? It's for obviously a reason. And in that same breath, I don't understand. Like, ABC must have they knew all of this. They knew
They did.
all like she's so open. Like I feel like she's not one to have skeletons in her closet. She just
No.
like even if it makes her look bad, she's I feel very authentic and very just like here's my shit, deal with it type of
Hmm.
person. And so it's like you already knew. She's done several interviews about this. She's talked about this
Several
publicly.
podcasts,
We all
admitted her
know.
wrongdoing, didn't even put the blame on him at all.
So
She admitted it. Yeah.
you
Even
still
though I think she was scared to admit what he did, but
I mean, rightfully so.
uh-huh.
Um, like women are valid for being scared of men. Um, we got 10 minutes. Just already of Dairy Queen classes in 10 minutes. Um, but like why did they have her on The Bachelorette? They already knew all this shit, and
They
then the
knew.
video comes out and then it's a problem? Like, what do you mean?
Okay, well, this person wrote to
Oh my gosh, there's so
Demois.
much more I want to say. Let me just type it before
Oh,
I
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
well, just then in the same breath of like how we treat women and men. Men get away with everything. It's like so many, like for example, NFL players. How many
I
of
was
them
gonna say that
have
too. Yes. Yes.
allegations or charges for domestic violence or
Hmm.
abuse? And football goes on, or they still
Yeah.
fucking play. Like it's not even like
Hmm.
they're out of it; they're
They
in
don't even
it.
get in trouble. They don't even get
No,
in trouble. No.
no,
No.
like it's just it's wild.
Hmm. I mean, she's fighting it. So, I mean,
I'm glad.
yeah,
I hope she has like pictures of herself like with marks on her or something to
I
prove
know. Same.
what's going on. But
Same.
literally, like when I first saw it, I was like, I just thought to myself, it's like I feel like she wouldn't act that crazy unless she was driven to that point.
Hmm.
Because
Like
like I
throwing
couldn't
chairs and
imagine if
stuff. Like,
someone was
yeah.
like throwing you around or like beating you with
Hmm.
whatever and da da da. It's like when you finally stand back up and like have, some strength or whatever, it's like, yeah, you're
Right.
probably gonna fucking lose your mind.
Well, and also,
And then cool
he's
for him to
literally
record it.
holding the camera with one hand and trying to like push her off with the other. Like, it doesn't make sense. If you were
Hmm.
really in fear for your life, you wouldn't have even got the phone out. But
Right.
that's what they're saying is she was locked in the garage. So when she came out, that's when he got his phone out. And that's why
Mm.
she was going ham is she was literally locked in the garage.
Hmm.
Like,
Like a dog.
yeah,
That's so wrong.
yeah. So have you ever heard of Demois or Demois? No, I think it's Demois. So it's kind of like a Gossip Girl type account, like where people send in tips, but like they're people that work in the industry and stuff too.
Mm.
So they post what they believe is to be credible. And so this one says subject line Bachelorette mess. Message says per the other email that said ABC could potentially sue Taylor Frankie Paul, it's the opposite. She is allegedly lawyering up after ABC slash Disney blamed that resurfaced video from her 2023 incident, which she already pleaded guilty for
Hmm.
canceling the Bachelorette season, even though they already knew about it
Hmm.
when they
Hmm.
cast her.
Hmm.
From what I'm hearing, also she works for them. Her show is on Hulu, so like they
Right.
do know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing, there's nothing in the video that isn't already in public arrest records and her conviction. So it's kind of hard to argue that this was new information. It sounds more like the video just gave them an easy out. The real issue is that her season just wasn't good and everyone knew it. She didn't have much chemistry with the guys. The whole storyline was her being away from her kids in Utah and wasn't landing well. And then she picked someone. She broke up with him less than a month later before going back to Dakota. So the after final rose was shaping up to be a mess with no real audience investment. I'm told she's already allegedly talking to attorneys, and while there is a morality clause in her contract, it usually applies to behavior after the signing.
Hmm.
Since the latest case, it was from a while ago, like it doesn't that doesn't make sense, you know?
Yeah.
or someone from the past that wasn't disclosed, neither of which really applies here since ABC knew about the 2023 situation and cast her anyway. That said, even if she does move forward, she's probably not going to win, but she doesn't need to worry about them coming after her for money either, since she didn't violate her contract and she knew nothing and they knew exactly what they were signing up for.
Hmm.
So, I mean, that's good because I was like, oh my God, she's going to be sued. Like, you remember I said that to you. I was like, I feel bad, but
Yeah.
I guess not. So,
Interesting.
because it's true, it's after the contract was signed. That was,
Right.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
And she literally pled guilty for it. Like, and even like I saw her talking about it on podcast, and like she literally takes accountability for
Hmm.
it and
She does.
was like, I was in a bad place.
She's very good at that, I feel.
Hmm. The thing is, though, when I started rewatching season 4, a lot of it is just like family trauma. Like a lot of the shit she like deals with
Yeah.
is like family trauma.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'll wait to talk about it more when you watch season 4, but
Okay. But no,
so crazy.
it is crazy. It's totally fucked up. I do feel bad for her, to be honest.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying this was also 3 years ago.
It's not, but what he does
And
is not
yeah.
okay. Not saying two wrongs make a right, but when he's just trying to act like this, poor me, just yeah, total victim mentality when he's the one,
Hmm.
you know, poking the bear. Like,
Even when he talks to her, he's like, you're the one that didn't want to be with me. Like he
mm-hmm,
like says that and she's like, cause you cheated on me. Like, what do you mean?
mm-hmm,
So he even is like in her face, like, you're the one. Like, this is
mm-hmm,
on you, not me. I'm
yeah,
like, oh my God, knowing all the stuff I know now and watching this with like fresh eyes is crazy.
yeah. But no, people will really do that. They will drive you to the point where it's like you are saying things you would never normally say. You're acting not like yourself. You're acting crazy
Hmm.
just so then they can look at you and be like, "See, you're the crazy one. It's you. You're the
Right, right,
problem." You know?
right.
And then heaven
Hmm.
forbid they could record it and then show you
Hmm.
again, like, look, you're crazy. Look what you're doing. Look what you're saying. Or in this
Yeah,
case, show it to the fucking world. Like,
yeah.
it's just terrible.
And like wait until she's going on The Bachelor to do it, which is like such a Stephen DeMarco type thing. Like, let's wait
Hmm.
years and then release it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. The timing was impeccable.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think one person who's probably loving all the Taylor Frankie Paul drama though is Justin Timberlake because the cam footage came out of his arrest. Did you watch it?
Oh yeah.
He was so silly in it. So I know he was I like I think I read a few weeks ago he was trying to like fight it coming out,
Oh
but
yeah.
it
Yeah.
did. So obviously he
It's
lost.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's probably losing his mind. But at least there's so much else going on. So
I'm
hopefully,
still seeing it though. Like the part where he's like, I'm on a world tour. And they were like, what does that mean? And I
I
was like,
know, like doing
a
what?
world tour. I know,
It's just
but he
so
couldn't even
weird.
say singing. Like he
Why
couldn't
wouldn't
even
he
say
say
that.
singing? I'm a singer.
Performing. Yeah.
I don't even know.
I don't know, but he was just like,
I
I was
know.
like,
I was like, spit it out. And then he's like,
did
I'm
you see?
Justin Timberlake.
And they were like, oh,
Who?
can I have your ID?
That is
Or
so
like
funny.
the part where he's like handcuffed, like in the station, and he's like looking at the paper, and he was like, white, and he's like, I'm just kidding. And he's like starts joking about it with them, and I was like, oh my God, not the time to joke, bro. You're literally handcuffed.
I didn't even see that. He was talking about the paper being white.
No, like they were calling him white. They like
Oh,
put his description. He was like, white, like that. And then he was like, I'm just joking.
what the hell else would you be, Justin Timberlake?
No, I
Oh my
can't even.
gosh.
I
Too
can't
funny.
even. Yeah.
Too funny.
Yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of all these men, me and Carrie watched a Netflix documentary about the Manosphere, which I didn't even really know was like a thing, quote unquote.
Me either. So it's called Louis
Yeah.
Theroux.
Okay. I know how to say
Um,
his last name.
I put in parentheses pronounced Louis Theroux.
Oh, look
So I
at
knew.
you.
Um, and it's called Inside the Manosphere. So looking at the people that they're talking about, I had heard about Andrew Tate, and
He's
that
the
was like
only
the
one
only one.
yeah,
Yeah, same. Which great that that's not on our feed. And I think I only
true.
knew about him because um he was like arrested or
Yeah.
convicted or something um for it was something sex trafficking
I think it
maybe.
was trafficking, yeah. Which is pretty
So
crazy.
yeah, so in like another country too.
Yeah.
But he was like a Trump supporter and things like that. So I don't know. I feel like kids even know like who that is. Which
They
like we can get into that. I feel
they
like we've talked about it
do.
before.
I feel like they do.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. But in the documentary it like would go like Louis was going and interviewing these, different men in the media that how do we describe them? Like,
Who just have very, I would say, misogynistic
yeah.
views, and they're very open about it, and they're influencers, so they have these large platforms with millions of followers of obviously boys or young men,
Hmm.
and they have, they are flashing their money, they're flashing their nice cars, they're flashing their suits and their watches and all the girls they're hanging out with, and just these extravagant lives that they lead. And I feel like they talk a lot about like this is how you succeed in life. This you got to do what I do. This is going to get you the money and the cars and all the things. So these boys are looking up to these quote unquote men. Um, and but they're also filling their heads with how they are better than women and women should be the ones cooking and cleaning and
Yeah.
loyal to you despite you not being loyal to them. So it's very toxic and very scary because this is potentially what our young boys are looking up to and striving to be like.
Hmm. So I had like put notes about each one. I don't know if you did
I
this
I
or
did
not.
too. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the first one that we're introduced to, his name is Harrison Sullivan. He goes by HS. And I noticed right away that he introduced the woman as his dishwasher.
Yeah, I
And it
think
was
that was
like,
his wife. In the
what?
literally in the Netflix like official documentary, like of all things you could say to it, like you could make that dishwasher joke like down the line, like
Literally, it was the
if you
first thing he
must.
said.
Literally introduce her. This is my dishwasher. It's like, what the fuck?
And then he introduced the two guys in the room. And come to find out, they're both fans of his that he essentially hired,
Yeah.
which is like, people just need like yes men like on their team.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Mm-hmm.
they're his yes men.
Mm-hmm.
And he said one of them won a car from him, like on YouTube. And then, yeah, like, but they were essentially fans of his, and now they're working for him. So like later on in the documentary, we come back to him and we find out that he was involved in a hit and run and he was legit on the run. And it's like, what? So you agreed to do a documentary and you're literally like involved in a hit and run?
But he's like so proud of like not like, oh, I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to be ashamed of, like nothing to edit out, like just like record me and like there's nothing to edit. Like
Yeah.
he just there sees no problem with himself whatsoever.
Well, one of the craziest parts to me, because I feel like I've used that in like when I was arguing with an ex, I've been like, what if somebody was treating your mom this way or your sister this way? I've literally said this.
Hmm.
And they're like, they would never fall for it. And I'm like, oh, so like I fall for it, but they would never fall. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I
Hmm.
feel like that's something that people use. So,
Yeah.
but it's like a genuine question. So Louis was like, well, what does your mom think about you being racist? It
Sexist.
was like racist, sexist, homophobic. And he was like, I would never say this around my mom. And it's
Hmm.
like, but you literally will like say it around anybody else? Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, literally to the world.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, he prides himself on coaching boys and guys to be proper guys.
Hmm.
And again, he posts his financial success and how he achieves it. And apparently he
Well,
also bought an agency that manages OnlyFans girls, but he doesn't approve of that lifestyle, but he will
right.
profit from it. He has no problem
Literally.
profiting from it.
Yeah.
It's
And
so
then
crazy.
even Louis put money into his business just to see if he would like make money after
Hmm.
this documentary was over, and he was like losing so much money.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Um, so like later on, like so they I can't I think it was when he was talking to the ex-girlfriend or the was that HS? Maybe not. Maybe that was somebody else. Sorry.
Hmm.
Okay. I have like lists in order, but then we came back to HS. So I mean we could always come back to him. But um next we meet Justin Waller. And this is the one that had a wife and children, but he
Hmm.
said it's one-sided monogamy and that he's allowed to go see and sleep with other women
Hmm.
and his wife is not.
Right. She must be
And at
loyal to him.
yes, and at first he wasn't even like allowing her to be in the documentary, but then like later on she was able to.
Hmm.
Um and he has an online university called The Real World, which was set up by Andrew and Tristan Tate, who both have been charged with human trafficking offenses in Romania, but they denied the charges. Um and we see him like right away um get out of his big fancy car, and then he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm gonna go get a tea, you want to go get a tea? And Louis like, okay. So they go to this tea shop and all these fans are surrounding him.
Hmm.
And didn't it seem so set up, or was it just me?
Kinda.
Like
Yeah.
the two that they like talk to, I was like, this seems like such a setup, like at the tea
Hmm.
shop. And they're just like going on and on about like how great he is and how, like he's gotten them out of some really hard times and how they believe everything he says. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is so cult like. Um, and oh, he's like been to Mar-a-Lago 4 to 5 times. He's building contacts with Trump's inner circle. I think he was friends with Barron. He claims to be worth $30 million, like all these things. And yeah, at first his wife wasn't allowed to be in it. Then he let her be in it. And he was like taking them around like their home and stuff. But I mean, Louis was asking like really good, hard questions. And I mean, even the girls are just like, no, I don't mind.
I
It's
know.
fine.
I think that was like the most surprising part is what the women would say because you're right.
Yeah.
He would ask good questions and then he would just let people like rant and speak and just kind of show their true colors. Um, but yeah, his wife was very much like, like we have our own lanes. He does the
Yeah.
providing,
Yeah.
the
That's
money
what she said.
making. I clean, I cook, I do kids, we don't cross lanes. And it's like she's aware that he goes out and he does sleep with other women. And then when he asks like, well, do you know like when he's doing this, who's he's doing this with? And she's like, it's none of my business. Like, it's not like why do I need to know? I'm like, that's just so crazy. Like they're obviously just so brainwashed.
I feel like he wanted to see what Louis was like first. And then he was like, okay, I know what types of questions Louis is going to ask. Let me train her and what she needs to say.
Hmm.
And then he can interview us together
Yeah.
because I'm not going to let her be alone and,
Yeah.
whatever. I'll be there. So to make sure she says the right thing.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that was strange.
Yeah, he was
And then,
saying, yeah.
oh, go ahead.
I was
Go
gonna say
ahead.
he was saying some interesting stuff, like how women are born with value because of their beauty and quote unquote their vaginas and titties, and men have to create
Oh,
their value.
that was it. That wasn't
Oh, was
him.
that someone else? Am I in the wrong
Yep.
person?
So okay, so this is what I was gonna say. Like the next one, like I keep being like, okay, I don't know which one is worse, but then I was like, oh, I don't know. Like Harrison was pretty bad. Like I don't know.
No, I
And so
feel
then we get to the
like,
next one,
yeah,
and this was okay. I didn't put how to say his name. Amru Fadul, aka Myron.
yeah.
He's the one who said women are born with their value, and when questioned by a woman, he said, "You were born with a vagina and titties, and that's your value."
Mm,
He doesn't think women should vote, be in the military, or in law enforcement. Also has a one-way monogamous girlfriend. makes a comment about them being able to go in the room. Oh, sorry. So Louis was like, well, are we able to like go and see where you live? Because he took him to like the studio area of the apartment or house, whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
he was like, oh, he was like, Angie has to go clean that up first.
Yeah.
He literally said that on camera, and I was like, and like Louis was like, oh, okay. And when she gets there, he tells her, you know. So he said in the future he may want multiple wives.
Mm-hmm.
And when asked in front of Angie, Louis was asking Angie, like, well, are you sure? Like, that's what you want? And like her answers weren't really lining up with what he said, and he was getting so
Yeah.
pissed. Yeah, that was Myron. He was really rough.
He was really, really rough. Yeah, I mean, I feel like she was trying to be like, oh yeah, that, I would, whatever. Like, it was like kind of like they were saying, like, we'll get to that bridge when it comes to it. And even Louis said, he's like,
Mm-hmm.
that's so like avoidant though. Like, obviously you're gonna come to that point at some time, you
That's
know?
fine. Yeah.
Um, and yeah, he even like called out Myron, like she seemed like she was almost like in pain, like answering those questions, like thinking about you having multiple wives. And when asked, he was like, "What do you?" And he was like, no, she's fine.
She's
No, she's
fine.
yeah." And then he was like, "Well, what if if you said, you wanted her and only her, like, what do you think she would like say, And then he's like, "I think she'd say, I like whatever you want, like." Like basically, like she wants what I want, no matter what that is. And it's like you could clearly see by her body language, like she is not for that.
Yep.
Yeah, he was super rough around
He
the
was really rough.
edges.
I
Um,
I I mean, I may have to say he was the worst, but
I truly think he was.
yeah. But then there are other parts where I'm like, ooh, I don't know. They're all pretty bad in their own ways, but I think he had to be the worst. So the documentary talks about like how in schools, because they're teaching these things to young boys, and young boys are, having these values now. So there's like male supremacy in schools. Um, sorry.
You're fine.
Oh, they talk about all of their childhoods. And basically, like many were raised without their dads or like a father figure. Um, HS posted content online about meeting up with his dad for after like 10 years. Justin grew up with a very chaotic mom. He was close to being put in a foster home. His mom burned down like two houses when he was growing up. So he like shares all this,
Hmm.
with Louis. And even though his mother denies it, it was like for the insurance money.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, like they all talked about blaming Jewish people for everything. Um, oh, there was another one. His name is Nicholas Belanzi. They call him Sneeko.
Hmm.
He is also a friend of the Tates and of Myron. And he was banned from major platforms for hate speech and misinformation, but his clips still go viral. So that was like another thing. They would stream and then they would have clippers that would come through and take the clips off of there and go put it on social media because they're not allowed to,
Mm.
which was like crazy. I didn't even know that was like something that people were doing.
Yeah.
Um, and then he talked about like politics more, like he was at Trump's inauguration, like he's MAGA. He said a lot of people in the manosphere graduate and go into politics. And he converted to Islam, talks about one eye symbolism being satanic, thinks Satanists are running the world, which Louis did not believe at all. But I'm like
I know
I
that part.
actually
I was
agreed with
like,
Sneeko
okay,
a
I
little.
don't
I was
think
like,
this guy's being so crazy right now,
yeah,
but
I was like, okay, he's making sense. He talked about award shows and the Rothschilds and like all this stuff. So yeah. And then the part where Louis goes back to HS's house and his mom's there,
hmm.
and we see his mom defend him, and that was like a whole nother level of manipulation because if my son was acting like that, oh my God.
Hmm.
And it was such a weird vibe he said when he got there because they were very cold to him. And they both had shaved their heads, him and his like film person,
Hmm.
Sam, I think his name was. They both had shaved heads, were wearing all black, were wearing sunglasses inside, were very cold to him and they wanted to make him look bad. And then it was clipped in off of the streaming because he was streaming the whole time. Sam
Hmm.
was recording and he had people like do the clips and get it up to make Louis look bad.
Yeah.
And it was just like so crazy because even the mom was in on it. But then like at the end it shows the whole stream where like him and his mom were fighting right before it and he's treating his mom like shit.
Mm.
And but she I don't know. So yeah, he okay, so this is when they got mad was when Louis asked him about legal stuff. That's when like the mom and HS like got mad at him. Um Stuff went viral in minutes. Louis watched the live stream afterwards and saw everything that was recorded before he got there. So HS did return to the UK and he was arrested. He spent nearly a year on the run, but he avoided jail time, which is like so annoying because he's going to keep doing it again and again.
Right.
Angie and Myron broke up. Sneeko had been unbanned from YouTube and now has like 2 million followers at the time of this coming out. Um, which is just, none of these men got in trouble. Myron, I'm sure, has another girlfriend now that cleans his room and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's
Hmm.
just so frustrating. Like, all these people, like, I don't know.
It is. And it just makes you aware that there's like this whole, I don't even know what you want to call them, like hub of like men that
Yeah,
think
yeah.
these guys are the shit and know what they're talking about and think that this is right and how your view should be on women. It's just like, it's just so awful, so gross.
Yeah.
Um, I forget because now I don't know if my notes are mixed up, but like somebody said that the red pill, so like referring to the Matrix, so they basically say like the mainstream like media has just like brainwashed everybody into like men just that they're not like I don't know, like the top dog or whatever, but he said that the red pill is the necessary antidote to counter feminism.
I don't remember which one said it, but they talked
I
about
have
like
it. Oh,
we're getting back there though. That's like what they said. Like, but we're fixing it. We're getting back there. And it's like,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they said they can see through the mainstream bullshit about gender relations and its discrimination against men. So apparently, who knew men are discriminated against?
well, speaking of, not to throw it out there, but this just came to my mind. Did you see the clip of Erica Kirk talking to the white men being discriminated against?
Yes, and I like I mean one, I can't take her seriously, period. But two, I could
Yeah.
not take her seriously when she was like that white male man. And it's just like it just is so funny because it just sounds like you're talking about a mailman, like but yeah, without that part, yeah, like why do you think white men are being discriminated against? Like you are top dog, buddy.
Batshit crazy. Yeah, she's batshit crazy though. Like I don't even know.
Yeah. I don't know.
That just came to my mind, but I was like, I can't even.
But yeah, we are living in very weird times. But there was a lot more in the doc. I have like little things written down that like we didn't mention, so I feel like everybody
Yeah.
should watch it because it's so like eye-opening, I guess. It's like you truly don't know what's out there. And I feel like it's so important. I feel like we've always known this, but even furthermore, it's like you cannot just let your kids like have free range on YouTube. Like you need to be aware of what they're
Hmm.
watching because this could be it. And like you don't, this is what your son is being fed and thinks is okay.
You know what it reminded me of?
Hmm.
Adolescence, when we watched that on Netflix, that
Yeah.
documentary.
Hmm. That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. YouTube is a very weird place. It can be like such a great beneficial place, but it gets crazy. Like one time, I forget if I mentioned this on the pod, but me and Parker were watching a movie and obviously a movie that Peter was not interested in whatsoever. And we don't watch like movies very often and stuff, but I think we were watching V for Vendetta because we've been watching like movies like that lately. And
Okay.
so he was like on YouTube on my phone. He was just like sitting between us. And he usually on YouTube he watches Miss Rachel, The Wiggles, and like That's pretty much it. Like
Yeah.
that's what we keep it
Yeah,
to.
those
Like
are his
very
top two.
basic,
Yeah.
simple, fun stuff. Um, but on, and I have the screenshot I should show you, but all of a sudden it was like, you know how kids are. It's like they just want to they press button. So anyway, he was like looking at videos and there was a sponsored ad and it was one of Miss Rachel, but like her eyes were red. She had like a total demon face. And literally, I should find it again. It was like from a kid like I don't know what you call them, like the page. Like it was like a kid's page promoting this as like kids material. And like we don't even use YouTube Kids because I feel like there's a
Yeah,
lot of
same.
bad things hidden
Hmm.
in there.
Yeah.
Um, but immediately I just like took it and I was like, okay, he could just never do YouTube on the phone. Like that was a sitting right there. Thank God I saw, you know.
Hmm.
But it's just like it has to be like on the TV. And like Parker said, like we should go like to the Miss Rachel like page. So anything that comes up is like from her directly. So you
Yeah.
know it's like good, wholesome material. Um, 'Cause like what the fuck? It's so scary. Like it was scary to me.
Yeah. Not a 2-year-old. Yeah.
Right.
Like imagine a 2-year-old, how he feels. Yeah.
I know. So, yeah, YouTube is
Damn.
wild. And I'm so curious as to what Jace has seen on YouTube because, like, at his dad's, he would just,
Yeah.
like, have fun, go crazy. So, yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Oh, well, I'm trying to think of how to end this on a lighter note.
I know we need something
Um,
good.
I mean, this isn't like light, but the Oscars just happened,
Oh,
and
okay.
Michael B. Jordan won his first Oscar
That's
for
exciting.
Sinners, so that was super exciting. Um, and okay, so I feel like we have to talk about Timmy. Okay, so when Timothy Chalamet was promoting his movie Marty Supreme, he had the whole, remember, like it was such a good marketing strategy. He had like all of these celebs like wearing this jacket, all of these athletes wearing his jacket, and one of them was Misty Copeland. Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay, so Misty Copeland, she is a ballerina and she is very well known. I want to say, let me look exactly before I say it. Um, but she had just retired and she got surgery. I think she had a hip replacement.
Hmm.
And she made history as the first African American woman to become a principal dancer at the American Ballet Theater. So she's like big deal. Like this
Yeah.
is who little girls look up to. Like she retired and got hip surgery literally months ago. Okay. Like not even that long ago, like a couple months ago. I want to say it was like December. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And because I had looked it up on her Instagram, but now I don't remember. And she came back and she did like the dance on stage when Sinners performed, like the music from Sinners, like had a lot of dancers, a lot of different unique things going on, and she came and did ballet to the music.
Uh-huh.
And it was such like a big moment, number one, because like people know she's retired. She literally just had hip surgery and she came out and did her thing.
Yeah.
But so I don't want to take away from that because I think it was like for Sinners. She like already was doing it.
Yeah.
But it also is kind of funny to me that Timothy was just talking about ballet. Did you hear this?
I heard him say the thing about ballet, but I didn't know like I didn't have any context whatsoever.
So him and Matthew McConaughey were doing an interview for a movie and they were just kind of like bantering, just like back and forth, like just talking about whatever. And Timothy was like, I mean, nobody cares about the ballet or the opera anymore. Like, let's all be honest. And even Matthew was like, I can't believe he's saying that right now. He's like, what? Like, really? But I guess like Timothy was like grown, like his family has something to do with like the ballet. And he
Hmm.
grew up in New York and like they like I don't know, like they're like heavily involved in the ballet. Like I don't know what part, if they're like on boards or whatever.
Hmm.
So he like grew up around it, which was how he got Misty Copeland to wear his jacket to promote Marty Supreme.
Mm.
So it was just kind of like a slap in the face because it's like you literally
Yeah.
grew up in the ballet and like your family is, I don't know. So it was just very weird that he said that. I don't know why he would say that. But
Yeah.
then like he's like sitting front row with Kylie Jenner and here comes Misty Copeland, who wore his jacket to Marty Supreme and literally dances ballet in front of his face to the movie that won against, like the movie that won all these awards and um Michael B. Jordan won against him as like best actor. Like so it just like also is like kind of like a like a
Yeah.
sting. Like I don't know. I thought that was like good and funny, but
I wondered, like,
yeah.
genuinely, I mean, obviously, I feel like this is true, but people will just say things because they know they're going to get the reaction, and then it's just going to get them even more, like, attention and press and whatever, like, towards their movie
Ooh.
or, like, maybe
I
he
don't
knew that's not true, but he's like, I'm just going to say this, and everybody's going to be up in arms, and then, you know,
I mean, I don't know because he is dating a Jenner now, so maybe like that was told to him like, any publicity is good publicity, but also he didn't win like any awards and like I
yeah.
feel like people are so angry at him, like I don't know how he's going to come back from it. Like
Mm.
so angry.
Hmm.
And yeah, I don't know.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Like quote unquote coming back from it, I feel like you can come back from anything these days. Like I don't know. It just feels like we live in such a timeline where everything moves so quickly. Like even with the Epstein files and shit, it's just things get swept under the rug so quickly and then we're on to the next thing that people are
Yeah,
like, "Oh, that person's a pedophile, whatever." Yeah, they all are, like
true. True.
so,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
we wish we had something sweeter to end on.
Yeah, that was about it.
But we don't. But we are still watching Paradise season 3. We'll probably talk about that next episode. I'm gonna catch up on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 4. Carrie already watched, so we will talk about that next episode and how that kind of ties into the whole Taylor Frankie Paul drama. And then yeah, a lot happens week to week, so I'm sure there's gonna be more.
Yeah. I feel like a lot's coming out too, but it's like I feel like it's like in April. I am watching Love Story, so like you do need to jump on that so I can
I
talk
do.
about the
I do.
Kennedys.
I do.
Um, when that ends, I'll like go in depth about the Kennedys.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thanks for listening. And as always, if you have anything you want us to talk about or any fun stories or anything, let us know. DM us on Instagram or TikTok, and we will be happy to talk about it.
All right.
All
Talk
right.
to you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.